In the dazzling world of television, where smiles are polished, laughter flows freely, and presenters seem untouchable, it's easy to believe that the people we see every day are somehow immune to life's cruelties. But behind the bright lights of ITV's This Morning and Tipping Point, behind the charm of a man celebrated for his wit, warmth, and boundless energy, lies a truth that very few are prepared to face. For Ben Shephard, the beloved presenter who has spent decades bringing joy into British homes, life has taken an unthinkable turn. And for his wife, Annie Perks, a woman admired for her intelligence, poise, and quiet resilience, the facade of composure cracked in the most devastating way imaginable. Reports have emerged that Annie, who has been Ben's anchor through every professional triumph and personal challenge, suffered a shocking collapse after hearing the latest devastating updates regarding her husband's deteriorating medical condition. A collapse that was not just physical, but profoundly emotional. A collapse that revealed the unbearable weight of fear, love, and heartbreak colliding in a single moment. This is not a story about ITV. This is a story about what it means to love, to lose, and to cling desperately to hope when the world feels like it's slipping away. Before we delve into the heartbreak, we must first understand the man at the center of it all. Ben Shephard is not your typical TV personality. From his early days on GMTV to his role as a mainstay on Good Morning Britain and the much-loved quiz show Tipping Point, he carved out a reputation for being more than just a presenter. He's approachable, he's kind, he's real. Audiences see in him the perfect blend of warmth and intelligence. He can deliver breaking news with seriousness, then moments later, share a laugh that feels like you're right there with a friend in the living room. But beyond the cameras, beyond the studio lights, Ben's true role has always been clear. He is a devoted husband to Annie Perks and a proud father of their 2 sons. For those who know him best, family is his greatest achievement. He has spoken often about his love for Annie, whom he met during their university days. Theirs is a love story that has endured the turbulence of fame, the pressures of early mornings, and the constant demands of a public career. It is this love, this unshakable partnership, that would soon be tested in ways neither could have imagined. For years, Ben has been admired for his boundless energy. Whether on set, in charity marathons, or taking part in grueling physical challenges, he seemed unstoppable. But whispers began to circulate behind the scenes. Colleagues noticed that Ben, always the first to bound into a studio, always the last to leave with a smile, was beginning to look weary. His jokes were still there, his professionalism never wavered, but there was a fragility that hadn't been there before. At first, many dismissed it. After all, Ben juggled a relentless schedule: morning broadcasts, quiz shows, charity events, and a family life he never compromised. Surely a little fatigue was natural. But then came the reports of medical checkups, of specialists being consulted, of Annie's increasing presence in his life, not just as wife and partner, but as silent guardian. The whispers grew louder. Something was wrong. When the devastating update arrived, it wasn't delivered in the glare of cameras. It was behind closed doors, in the quiet of a private consultation room, where the reality of Ben's condition was laid bare. The details, tightly guarded by those closest to the family, paint a sobering picture. Medical professionals had been monitoring him carefully. What once seemed manageable now carried a far graver weight. For Annie, hearing those words was like the ground falling away beneath her feet. She had spent years holding it together, supporting Ben, protecting their sons, and ensuring that the family's private struggles never overshadowed his public duties. But in that moment, even the strongest woman cracked. Witnesses close to the couple revealed that Annie collapsed, her body and spirit overwhelmed by the unbearable truth. It was not just exhaustion. It was grief made flesh. It was the crushing realization that the man she loved, the father of her children, the partner who had walked with her since their youth, was facing something that no charm, no fame, no sheer willpower could easily overcome. For someone like Annie, known for her quiet strength and dignity, the collapse was not weakness. It was love, stripped bare. The Shephards are not a couple who trade their privacy for public sympathy. Unlike many in the spotlight, Ben and Annie have always fiercely guarded their family life. But behind the scenes, a battle was underway. Every appointment, every sleepless night, every anxious glance from their children, these became the fabric of their reality. Annie, balancing her own career in journalism and academia, now faced the impossible task of being everything at once: mother, wife, caretaker, and shield against the outside world. Insiders say she has gone to extraordinary lengths to protect her sons from the darkest realities of their father's condition, keeping routines intact, creating normalcy in a world that is anything but normal. But the weight of it all, as her collapse revealed, is almost too much to bear for one woman. If there is one thing that has always defined Ben Shephard, it is his sense of humor. Even as his condition has worsened, even as pain and fatigue creep into his days, those close to him say he still smiles, he still makes jokes, he still insists on seeing the bright side, even if only to comfort Annie and the boys. And for Annie, this is both a blessing and a heartbreak, because behind every smile is the reality of what lies ahead. Behind every joke is the shadow of fear. But their love, rooted in decades of shared life, remains unbreakable. Friends describe Annie's devotion as nothing short of heroic, and Ben's gratitude as the fuel that keeps him fighting. News of Annie's collapse has reverberated far beyond their circle. For viewers who have welcomed Ben into their homes for years, the story is both shocking and deeply personal. Social media has been flooded with messages of support. Fans share memories of watching him on Tipping Point, of laughing with him on Good Morning Britain, of admiring his effortless warmth. But now, admiration has turned to something deeper, a collective sense of protectiveness. Because for all his television success, Ben Shephard is not just a presenter. He is a husband, a father, a man navigating one of life's cruelest storms. And for Annie, through her collapse, she has shown the world something profoundly human, that even the strongest among us can be undone by love and fear colliding in the same moment. What happens now? That is the question echoing through every conversation, every headline, every whispered update. Those close to Ben stress that he is not giving up. His condition, though serious, is being managed with the best medical care available. Specialists continue to monitor him closely, and every possible treatment option is being pursued. But for the Shephards, this is more than medicine. It is about time. Time together as a family. Time to hold on to the laughter, the little moments, the simple joys that once went unnoticed but now feel priceless. For Annie, the collapse was a breaking point, but it was also a turning point. Those who know her best believe she will rise from this moment with renewed determination. Because for Annie Perks, Ben is not just her husband. He is her partner in every battle, and she will fight alongside him with everything she has. Television has a strange magic. It shows us faces that feel like family, people who enter our living rooms every day with their smiles, their warmth, their presence. But what happens when that smile hides a storm? What happens when the man who makes the nation laugh is fighting battles we never imagined? This is the story of Ben Shephard, one of Britain's most beloved presenters. A man known for his charm on Good Morning Britain, his wit on Tipping Point, and his kindness wherever he goes. And this is also the story of Annie Perks, his wife of over 20 years. A woman admired for her intelligence, her quiet dignity, and her strength. But in recent weeks, her strength cracked in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. Reports confirm that Annie collapsed after receiving devastating updates about Ben's worsening health. It was a collapse that was not just physical, but emotional. A moment when the unbearable weight of love and fear colliding in a single moment. And though the Shepherds have always guarded their private lives, this story has touched millions because it is not about television.